Yo guys, Vision SGN here, bringing you Marvel Rivals gameplay and guide as The Thing, as a part of my new mini-series of character guides where I break down how to play all of the heroes in the game. And as for episode 3, I'll be breaking down how to play as Big Ben, aka The Thing, and share gameplay from my first ever time playing as the newly added Vanguard in the game, and also share my thoughts of the character, providing a breakdown of all of his abilities, including both of his team-up abilities, as well as discuss his strengths and weaknesses. So, on that note, let's get right into it. So, as a part of the new Marvel Rivals 1.5 Season 1 update, NetEase Games have provided us with an abundance of new content, including new characters, map, and skins. Both of the new characters are the final members of the Fantastic Four, and here in this video we have The Thing, who is so much fun to use, incredibly viable right now, and in my opinion, very well balanced. But that's just based off my early experience with him so far, and I'm going to be playing him a whole lot this weekend to get more of an insight on how the character is played and how effective he really is. I was initially slightly disappointed with the character, as I found he died really quickly in my first game, and that is why you never judge a character on his first ever game, as there's many variables that can influence your opinion and your overall experience of a single game. So, after playing him as a second time, I loved him. Going into my first game, I thought he'd play more like Hulk and be more of a primary tank, which in some ways he definitely is. But I would personally put the Thing into more of a secondary tank role, who is an expert at diving and brawling using his crowd control abilities, but also incredible at stunning enemies and controlling situations. But his sustain isn't as good as I was maybe hoping for, as he needs to continually land his shots and using his L2 ability, as well as diving back to the team to regain health. But look, this is where I think the balancing is definitely right, and I definitely agree with the decision on how the characters build. And for the most part, we don't just want another Hulk in the game, a different variant of Hulk. So I think it was important we got the Thing right and to be his own individual, unique character. And I think my early gameplay playing as him and against him, and also alongside him, I really do think NetEase Games have got this character just right. In my first ever gameplay with The Thing, I was experimenting with all sorts of different styles and abilities, as I am myself a Vanguard main, so I was trying to see what he is actually capable of and what he can do, and I found myself in situations where I was stuck in a crowded area with multiple enemies hitting me, and there was no real way out of there, as, to be honest, unless you have his R1 ability where he can stun, or his L1 ability where he can leap back to his teammates, of course, you need a teammate within range, I find it quite difficult to navigate how to get around or in and out of situations. But that, of course, I'll learn in time, and with more gameplay, I'm sure I'll become really good at it. For the most part, it seems you want to charge into situations, stun enemies up using his R1 ability, and then use his L2 to stay alive by dealing damage up to 8 meters away, and then you want to effectively keep regenerating health with this ability, using your circle when you're teamed up with Invisible Woman to damage reduce all incoming damage, and then also then just leap back and forth, depending on where your teammates are, to help keep them alive with your damage reduction ability, and that's pretty much kind of what I gathered. I wasn't great at using the R1 ability, but mastering how to use this and combining it with your L2 to keep yourself alive and your L1 to leap in and out seems to be where the skill gap will lie on how characters will be able to stay alive and be more of a sustainable version of this character. And I'm sure will be more of a primary tank the more I play it and the more I learn how you actually stay alive. So on that note, here's a breakdown of all of his abilities and what the character is capable of and what he is really good at doing and also what he's not great at doing. First up on the list, as usual, is the primary attack, known as the Rocky Jab, which is a rapid punching attack dealing 40 damage per hit and deals damage up to 4 meters away, used by pressing R2, and when combined with his L2 ability, the Stone Haymaker, which deals a heavy blow of 90 damage and up to 8 meters away, whilst also moving forward 3 meters whilst in this punching animation, gaining a 50 health bonus during the skill activation, and it also has no cooldown. The Thing also has a cool stunning and charging ability, as I explained before, by pressing R1 using his Yancey Street Charge ability, allows the Thing to continuously charge forward for 5 seconds, launching enemies up in the air, and then leaves behind a zone at the end of the ability, which effectively prevents players using any mobility ability, and it also provides you with a 200 bonus health whilst in the ability, and provides you with a 100% speed boost throughout, and has a cooldown of up to 10 seconds, so bear that in mind, as you may want to save this for getting out of situations, or to save it to stun enemies and then back up or retreat. And to do this, you press his L1 ability, the Embattled Leap, which jumps towards your teammates for up to 20 meters away, applying a damage reduction for up to 3 seconds, and reduces all incoming damage by 30% to both you and your teammate, which is very effective and almost makes him a support style tank and can be used in all kinds of situations where you want to back up and stay alive, so you save this leap to then do so, or you can use the ability to jump into action with another tank or a dive style character, providing both you and that player with damage reduction. Or you can simply just keep this ability in your back pocket to dive towards sideline teammates when needed, such as heroes and Moon Knight and Namor, who often play these off angles where they excel and apply damage from those sort of isolated angles. However, then you can save this to jump to them when they're singled out, so you can use this to support both them, as well as just back up and support your strategist teammates. As for his passive ability, he is immune to all launch up, knockback and other displacement effects, which is really useful as a primary tank if you're on the objective and you need to be there causing chaos. As for his ultimate ability, Clobbering Time, which is his famous quote and what he's known by, costs 2,800 energy, which is actually really cheap for a character and means he earns this ability fairly quick and uses all of his power to launch enemies up into the air, stunning them and making this one of the best crowd control abilities in the game for sure. It deals 100 damage and stuns enemies for 2.5 seconds. As well as the Human Torch, the Thing actually has 2 team-up abilities. The first is his team-up with Wolverine. Likewise with the Hulk, the Thing can throw Wolverine into the action and then join him brawling with the backline players and leap into the action. To do this, both players have to confirm they want to activate this ability. By pressing triangle, request Wolverine to be launched, and then once Wolverine confirms, he will hop on your shoulder and you are then able to throw him wherever you want, and he will then pounce into the action where he is most deadly, and then you can jump straight into the action with him by pressing L1 using your embattled leap ability. As for his second team-up ability, known as the Cooperative Comrades, which is a bit of a tongue twister, provides Fantastic Four team with damage resistance due to the Invisible Woman's psionic might, which fortifies them and allows the Thing, the Human Torch, and Mr. Fantastic to continually generate bonus health, making up for lost health each second it's active. And it's activated by pressing circle, and when paired with Invisible Woman is really useful, and when using this character allows him to stay alive even longer, improving his character's sustainability massively. And there you have it. That's the full guide of the newly added character, The Thing, as well as my initial thoughts of the character and gameplay from my first ever time trying him out. He's a 1-star difficulty hero, really fun to use, and I'd highly recommend all players try this character out. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let me know down below if you have any tips and tricks that you've learned so far. I'm Vision SGN, and I'll see you in the next one.